Hi lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel in case you're new here. Hi, my name is Christine and this is my safe space. So in here we're going to talk about everything life related because if I look back I see that I started with doing like things to do with hair, and then it came to pep talking, and then it came to caregiving, and then now we are in the motherhood phase. And I'm so happy to take you along through each and every part of my life that I am doing, and that's the most special thing in my life right now. So as the topic suggests, today we're going to talk about, as you all know, you've read the title down below, so that's what going to talk about today. So let's dive in. I'm going to discuss this in four four segments, like, yeah, so that you can get to understand where I come from better. And if you're a mother, or if you are someone who is near a mother and you've seen them through these phases, kindly comment down below and tell me how you felt during that phase. So yeah, so to start us off with, we will start with when was the moment I felt like I was a bad mother. So it all started while I was around 6 months pregnant. This was back in October 2023. I had to quit my job because, one, I was emotionally tired, I was physically tired, I was just not in a good place, and the whole pregnancy fiasco. So after quitting my job, I felt like I'm not a good mother. One, because I was not able to provide financially for myself and the baby who was to come. But at that moment, it didn't sink in as much because I felt like it was the right choice for me at that moment, because the workplace that I was working was not conducive for me and my for me in the pregnancy that I had. So I had to quit. So that was the first moment I felt like I'm not. I asked myself, actually, will I be a good mother to this child? And looking back, that was such a crazy question that I asked myself. Anyway, it's because I felt helpless. I didn't know how to show up for this unborn child, and I just didn't know what I was doing exactly. So I carried it on, but kept on giving myself hope. If you truly ask me deep down, I don't know how I navigated the 2 months that came after, 3 months that came after, until my daughter came. And when my daughter came, let me tell you something. I didn't bond with my daughter immediately. I think it was because of the whole fiasco of labor and everything else that happened during that time. I didn't bond with her like immediately. And if you have watched my previous you already know that I gave birth via emergency CS. I was not also ready for that. I felt like I failed because I didn't do it the normal way. I felt like I was not strong enough for my child because I was almost losing her, you know. So after I saw her, you see those joy that you see in movies, it wasn't there. Completely. For me, it wasn't there. It was just like, is she okay? Fine. Can you just put me to sleep? I want to rest. I'm so sleepy. And I remember after they were done with the operation, I was taken to my room. And then I was given the baby to hold so that I can feed her. And let me tell you, I also felt like I failed because I didn't even know how to breastfeed this baby. I didn't even know how to hold her. I've never held such a small child in my entire life. She was so tiny, so fragile. And I was like beating myself like to death, asking myself, why don't I have any compassion towards this child? Like, you can see I'm not even a good mother. I can't even like produce enough milk for her, like such stuff. And I was just so hard on myself, you see. So that was the first moment that was around the first phase that I felt like I was not a good mother. Apart from that, there was also knowing that now I have this baby and I have to provide for her. I have to provide for her food, that is by me eating so that I can produce milk. I have to provide her basic needs like shelter, like ensuring that she has clothes to wear. And thank God I already had clothes for her. Now my main problem was, now how can I provide food for myself and yeah, food for myself so that I can be able to feed this baby, and how can I be able to provide shelter for this baby. That was one of the hardest moments in my life. In my life, I've never felt like so helpless in my life like that, because I didn't know how. You know, when you're alone, you can like figure out things. You can do a lot of things. You can create content. You can maybe think of maybe academic writing. I used to do that, but right now, you are emotionally tired. You're physically tired. You have a wound which is so painful. You have responsibilities to take care of this child, and that alone was just too much for me. And I felt like I had failed. Moments I felt like I was failing. I felt like I was given a responsibility that was too much for me. I wasn't ready, and yeah, I just have to do it because I have to. And I don't know how to do this thing, but I am tasked to do it. And funny enough, I have tackled the hardest things, I believe, in my world. And this one thing was so hard. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know that taking care of being a mom was that hard. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. I just felt like maybe it comes naturally, but yo, it's the ghetto. It's the ghetto. It's really tough. It is. But at that moment, I felt like I was not doing enough, as much as I was limited to what I could do, because one, I couldn't leave my daughter at such a young age to go back to work or look for work anymore. But then at times, but I don't really remember anytime I would give myself grace, because I would always beat myself. Like, I would always feel like I'm not doing enough. Like, I'm not doing enough. Like, I didn't save enough. I was just not enough for my daughter. Yeah, sadly. And I know, like, many moms go through these phases. Yeah, I think many moms go through this phase, and I'm here to tell you that it's okay to be where you are. And I believe that in whatever you believe in whatever being that you believe in, the universe, God, give you this little child, because me, I believe that God gave me my daughter because He trusted me with that gift. Because as Christians, we say that children are a gift from God. And once I realized that children are a gift from God, my perspective changed, because I had to ask myself, like, what is a gift? What is a gift? And I had to bring it in a humanly perspective, like if it was me and I give my friend, my sibling, or my parent a gift, it means that I love them, I care for them, and I have this trust, that not even partial trust, full trust, that this person is going to take care of this thing fully. I trust them with that. And once I understand that, or once I came to understand that, my perspective shifted a whole 360. I was like a very different person, because I was like, if I can't provide for her financially, I'm here. I'm all she needs. I am enough. Like, in my daughter's eyes, I'm like her everything. I'm like, she depends on me like 100. So me being present is just enough. The other things that comes on are just bonuses. And God gave me this gift that is my daughter, to take care of her, to nurture her, to take all the responsibilities that comes with her. And only that gives me peace. Not the money, no. As long as I'm mentally okay, emotionally okay, and able to be there for my daughter, that's just enough. No, I'm done. I'm done. The rest is for God to figure out. Me, I'm just doing my part. God, you give me a gift. Let me take care of this gift, this beautiful thing that you give me. Let me take care of it. So yeah, that's how I realized I am a good mom. I am. I am a good mom. And I really, really thank my daughter for choosing me to be her mom. And yeah, it just came naturally because I felt like it was just the perfect gift that God gave me at the right moment. Because at sometimes I ask myself, like, if she wasn't there at this particular moment, what would I be doing? Or where would I be? What would I be thinking? And yeah, so it really, really changed my perspective. There were no filters. There were no, if you even ask me, I have like little, I think less than 10 photos of my newborn because I struggled bonding. And then I trusted myself with no backup plan. With everything that I had, I just trusted God that God will give me the grace because He has trusted me to give me my daughter is something that I am responsible for the my entire life forever from when she came. Then He'll figure it out for me. Yeah. Every mother out there doubting herself like I did a few months ago or even recently, you're not failing, you're fighting, and that's what matters. Then you are enough, and you are a mom, and you're the best thing that your child can ever have.